All
I need
right,
some
we're
water.
recording.
Okay.
And all right, so three, two, one. All right, guys, welcome back to Conversation Saves the World. We've been gone for about a month or two. Kyle recently moved back to Georgia, and so he's been settling down over there. Finally, he's gotten settled, and now we're back at it.
Yeah. It was moving is definitely proven to be one of the most stressful tasks humans can do.
Uh,
And I was really distant with like friends, family. Not so much family because they were moving with me, but
mm-hmm,
with friends, and just all this was way too much. So,
gotcha.
um,
Well,
but
how
yeah.
you feel like you're settled in, or is there still more stuff you got to do?
Well, we're definitely done unpacking and like moving, right?
Yeah,
But the organization process, right? Getting your house functional and stuff like that, it's a big thing. So
yeah, definitely.
yeah. Um but yeah, so I noticed you were gonna ask like how am I? Or let's start out with how are you?
How am I? I'm doing good. I'm kind of just same old, same old. I'm working, TikToking. Uh, like I told you before, I'm getting more into religion, so I'm getting more into faith and everything like that, which has been
That's
going
good.
great. Um, and then I'm just living in this world where
Yeah, I know, right?
craziness is happening. So
Yeah, right.
it's
Um
trying to adjust to all of it.
yeah, man. Yeah, no, it's definitely nuts. Um, we've talked before
Yeah.
off air, right? But
Yep.
my dad um told me, um, which for the record, no, whatever. My dad told me that, during times like these, because, he's lived through, I think, some tough times,
Hmm.
being like, I think about 50 years old, I don't really know.
Yeah.
But he was just saying, like, if you don't have something to hold on to that's like rock, in a sense, like, your faith,
Yeah.
God or something, like whatever it may be for you, your relationship with God,
Yeah.
then like the society will literally eat you alive, because that's what it wants to do. You know what I mean? It wants to influence you to the point where you're no longer you. You know,
Yeah.
and I think that's important to realize at a point. Um,
Definitely.
but yeah,
Yeah. No, I mean it's definitely. I mean, it's funny how I'm seeing like on Facebook like these memes of like every month something has happened in
yeah,
2020. It's I'm just like kind of like okay, what's going to happen next? I feel like this year is the year of change because we're having
yeah,
to innovate. We're having to, you know, look at issues that have been around for ages, and it's finally getting attention that it needed.
yeah, man. I mean, well, we'll get onto that topic, right?
Yeah,
But like, just like a just looking at what's going on in the world right now, not even just America, right?
yeah,
What's going on in the world, like how, um, like mathematically put together it is, like exactly 100 years ago, like one of the world's worst events happened, Great Depression and things like that, which I got to check on that, but I'm pretty sure 1920. Great Depression or World War something, huge. You know what I mean? Just
mm-hmm.
something ginormous happened, and the same thing's going on right now. And it
Yeah,
just seems like,
every
I
100
would just
years.
it just yeah, it's like the 100-year flood. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah, I
just like
get
this
you.
weird thing that is just that's happening, and I think it's like, I don't know, man. It would be very interesting to see like what the world leaders think about this. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you have these world conferences where every country gets together and stuff. What's going on in those conferences? Like what
Mhm.
they could literally be planning out just about every single thing that's going on, to affect citizens, or their society or their community, get more control to move their agenda along. And it's a very strange series of events that happens, and that we just kind of have to at a certain point accept and continue moving forward, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, besides the moving and everything, like how's everything for you? I mean,
Um, well, okay, so I'll tell you this, I'm well, and thanks
that's
for
good.
asking.
Of course.
Um, yeah, I feel that what is it? Um, besides the stress from moving,
Hmm.
the stress from COVID-19, which not even that like I had COVID-19 or anything, like it just
Yeah.
really affected my job. Like I don't like in a sense have the promise of a job in like
Yeah.
let's say a couple of months because I work in the airline industry.
Yeah.
So it's just like things like that, like different curveball. Like you step up to the plate and then like you just get the nastiest curveball you've ever seen.
Yep.
And like you can do one of two things, right? Just step out of the box or lean in and swing for the fences. So that's kind of one of the mindsets I took coming into all of this.
Hmm.
Um, it's just I'm just gonna keep doing me. I intended to hit a home run with my life, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna go
Exactly.
out swinging. So
Yeah. I mean, I find it, I'm just curious to see how the world is going to come out of all of this stuff. Like, I'm really interested to see, because I feel like a lot of positive things are going to happen once all this
by
goes
the
back
way,
to
this
a
is a jewel. I just want people to know it's a jewel. I mean,
well,
periodically jeweling. But okay, go ahead.
but like the new normal, whatever the new normal is going to be, I feel like it's going to be a good thing.
So it's funny you say that. Like, what do you think the new normal is going to be? Because like that's very interesting to
Hmm.
to ponder about, right?
Yeah.
Like it's
So
literally going to be something crazy.
yeah,
But go ahead.
it's hard to even say what it's going to be.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, obviously, with everything, the current events going on right now, with the racial injustice and all that stuff, I have no idea what that's going to look like next. Like, is there going to be a new system put in place for, like cops having to do more schooling or something like that? Like, maybe
yeah.
there's something like that. Is there going to be, like, for businesses? I feel like, and I've heard,
Currency.
like, currency could be
Yeah,
changed. Businesses where maybe now they're going to be doing a lot more stuff virtually, because
right.
maybe it's like, oh, why did we go across the country to do meetings with these
Yeah.
businesses that took
Why
10
did I
minutes?
fly my,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
exact
yeah,
exactly. So it may be like, oh, we can just have a Zoom meeting and get on with our lives. And so
yeah.
production could be, or like productivity in businesses could improve. Like, it, it's really hard to say what's going to happen, because
Hard to call it. Yeah.
exactly, it's hard to call because we don't know. And then, like, obviously there's an election coming up.
Oh,
So, I mean, like, whatever
yeah,
happens with the election
yeah,
could influence stuff. There's just so many factors that are being played right now that it's
yeah,
so hard to say. I just don't think we're going to go back to the way it was
yeah.
before COVID hit, before all the lockdowns, all
It
this stuff.
it's almost like for certain that it just it couldn't go back, right?
No, yeah.
Can't go back to a life of let's say piling into
Mhm.
a train or a bus, or going
Mhm.
to a concert, or different things like that, where you're just so close to someone with the
Mhm.
COVID-19 thing, or let's say like the way that prejudice and hate crimes are received for the next couple of different things like that are they're going to just completely be revamped, right?
Yep.
And it's I guess time for a change, because like it's not something to be scared of, for
Yep.
example, right? Because or not for example, but it's not something to be scared of, because one of the definitions, right, of intelligence, and I'm a big nerd. I like linguistics in a sense, if
Mhm.
that's the right word, but like just the understanding of a word, right? Because we're using words to describe what's up here and try to get it out, to your whoever you're talking to, your audience.
Exactly. Yeah.
And a a definition of intelligence is the ability to adapt, right? So that's
Hmm.
just basically what this is. It's like a forced adapt, or adaptation in a sense. We're taking a position where I guess we've seen something, through our learnings as a society, right? Through
Yeah.
science or religious understandings and time calendars and this, that, and the other, right? We're just coming to a different understanding that like we cannot act the same, right? Like back in the day, we used to torture people in a public square. That
Yeah.
shit's not okay no more. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly. Yeah.
it's time for a change in a sense. It's
Hmm.
just like this is like the forced way to do it.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah. I mean, and sometimes that's what it takes. It's sometimes, it's kind of like swimming, sometimes you just got to get pushed in and you got to learn right then and there. Like you got to adapt. So like,
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, and I think that's the healthiest way to look at it. Not saying that everything that's going on is okay,
yeah.
because I think everybody deserves their opinion, and
Hmm.
no one's opinion matters more than the other because that's
Mm-mm.
a part of equality, right? Which
Exactly.
equality is like a perfection, which will never be achieved, but we can just work for it, right?
Hmm.
Um, so, but but I mean, man, like it's very like daunting times. It's like in these times, like I have a lot of time to myself now,
Hmm.
a lot of time at home and different things like that. I'm just, really getting to know myself a lot better.
Yep.
Um, when you're working all the time, I used to pull 16-hour shifts at work sometimes. I don't
Yeah.
even think that's legal. But like there's no time for yourself. Um, like vulnerable time. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Um, and I think that can help the adaptation process, right? If that's even what's going on.
Yeah.
So